Hey guys, it's Drummond. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on so you know whenever I'm posting my next video. I just want to thank everybody who's reached out to me to see if I'm okay after they've watched my video that I did about sexual abuse. The video is about what happened to me when I was 5 years old, and it's something that was really hard for me to tell the world, but I know that since I've come out about it, that it's only going to get better, and I really do appreciate all the love that you guys have been showing me and all the people that have been sharing their stories with me. It really means a lot. But today's video is going to be about some of the books that I've been reading. So I feel like all of us kind of have our nerdy moments, and there's a lot of different things that I geek out about, and YouTube is one of them. So whenever I'm out and about, if I'm at work and someone talks to me about YouTube, I start to geek out and I start to go into details about like the algorithms and the photo tiles and everything like that. So another thing that I am a little bit nerdy about is reading. And if you can't tell, there's books over here, there's books over here, there's books over there, and there's actually a couple boxes in my closet full of books that I've already read as well. But today I wanted to share with you some of the books that I've been reading recently that I really like, and I'll give you a little bit of reason why I like them, and maybe you guys can go check them out and leave some comments in the comment section below, and we can talk about the books together, because that's one of the things that I'm also passionate about, and I enjoy sharing those types of things with the people who watch my videos. So the first book that I want to talk about is Red, White, and Royal Blue. So this is one that's in my thumbnail, and honestly, this is something that my friend Riley, who I used to work with at the Sprint store, she suggested me reading it, and I've been listening to it on Audible as I drive to and from work, and honestly, I've connected so much with this book. Not only because it's an LGBT book, but also because the relationship that Alex has in this book with his sisters reminds me a lot about the relationship that I have with my sisters. So it's just a book that I can really connect with, and it's nice because it kind of shows what it's like to be gay and learning for the first time what that really means. And although the character Alex is bi, the Prince Henry is actually gay, and I think it's a really good book. So if you haven't checked this one out, most definitely check it out, because it's an amazing read, and I would highly recommend it to anybody, even if you're not part of the LGBT community. So the second book on my list is actually Song of Achilles. So this book was, once again, one of the books that Riley told me that I should read, and honestly, this is another LGBT book that I've really enjoyed. So I've always really been into Greek mythology, and when it came to like the story of Troy, granted, I did watch that movie because Brad Pitt and Orlando Bloom was in it, and a lot of them were shirtless in the movie, but I really did enjoy the whole story of Troy, and the Song of Achilles kind of ties in with that, but it kind of shows Achilles and what I guess was his cousin in the movie, but in this it's his lover, and it's just a really good book, and I've really enjoyed reading it. It's probably one that I would read multiple times. I actually read another book, which is Cersei, by the same author. This one was actually recommended to me by my friend Bill. He actually got it from the library, and while I was hanging out with him, he kind of carried it around and was talking about how everyone was talking about this book, so I was like, gotta read it. I actually read this one before I read the Song of Achilles, and when Riley found out that I was reading this one, she told me that I needed to read this one, and I ended up falling in love with both of them. So if you haven't already, check these books out, because both of these are amazing. The author is awesome at writing, and honestly, if you love Greek mythology as much as I do, these are great reads. So the next two books I want to talk about are from authors from the show Queer Eye. So we've got Tan Francis, which he wrote this book called Naturally Tan. Kind of jumps into kind of his life and how it went into becoming the person that he is, that we all know on Queer Eye. And honestly, it's a great read. I love kind of hearing his story, and it's so different from mine as an LGBT person. So it was really nice to kind of jump into his shoes and see how he went through life, because he is from the Middle East, but he lived in Britain, and now he lives in America, and now he's on a show. And honestly, he was one of those entrepreneurs that I just really learned a lot from in this book. So if you guys haven't already, go check this one out. And then we've got the one by Anthony. This is actually more of a cookbook, but it does have some of the things that he kind of experienced while he was on the show. Honestly, I'm not that great of a cook, but I'm one of those people that love trying new recipes. And honestly, there's been a lot of times where I've tried things from cookbooks, and a lot of times it's supposed to be a solid food and it ends up being like a soup. And it tastes good, but it definitely doesn't look like the pictures in the book. Hopefully when I try some of these recipes from his book, they're gonna turn out a little bit more like what they look like in the book. But also this book has some awesome stuff in here, just kind of letting you know about who he is as a person and his experience. I haven't gotten to go all the way through it. I've kind of just sifted through the pages and looked through a couple of recipes. I do have a couple of them marked, and I'm gonna try some of those at some point. But definitely go get this book. It just came out here in September. Got it for my birthday. So if you haven't already, check this one out. Check Tan's book out. And Karamo actually has one as well. So the book that I'm actually currently reading is called The Binding. And once again, this is one of the books that Riley had suggested to me. Honestly, I feel like Riley needs to be like my Amazon Prime recommendation list, just because every single book that Riley has recommended me to read has been something I've fallen in love with. I'm on chapter 10 right now in this one, and it's got awesome twists. Right now, I'm about to hit kind of the big twist of the book, which I'm excited about. And honestly, this one, I like escaping into fiction, and this one really brings me into a different world. It's kind of a different spin on authors and people who create books and what books are to people. Not only is the cover really cool, everything inside of it's awesome as well. So if you guys haven't already, go check this one out. I'm excited to finish this one up because the next book on my list is going to be called Space Between. So this is a book written about someone who's experienced being part of the LGBT community, someone who's kind of sharing his struggles in the world. If you guys don't know who Nico is, you should definitely check him out. I followed him on Instagram and I saw him on a couple TV shows and I was just like, wow, he's an awesome person. I love everything that he stands for, and he's actually here in Virginia right now shooting some episodes for The Walking Dead, the new season that's coming out. So hopefully I run into him. He actually ran into and did a photo shoot with my friend Justin, who I met when I lived in Morgantown, West Virginia, and he was my friend Trey's boyfriend. But I think it's really cool that he put out a book and kind of shares his story. So I'm really excited about reading this one. If you guys haven't already, go check this one out. I ordered it on Amazon and got it when it came out, hoping that I would be finished with this one by the time it came out, but I'm still on this one. It's really hard to sit down and read a physical book when I'm on the road so much with my current job. So a lot of times I try to get stuff on Audible, but sometimes it's really nice to kind of just sit down on my bed and read a book. So hopefully I get some time soon to read this one, and hopefully you guys enjoy some of the books that I shared with you guys today. If you haven't already, please leave some comments in the comment section below with some of the books that you guys are reading. I love book recommendations. If any of you guys have read any of those and think they're amazing and think you've got something else I might like, I'm always open for recommendations. But I think that's all I've got for this video. And if you haven't already, make sure you follow me on my Instagram, my Snapchat, my Facebook and Twitter. I've been posting a lot of things on my Instagram for you guys to ask me questions. So I've been trying to answer all of those. Some of them are a little bit inappropriate. I stay away from those. But for the most part, I really enjoy your questions that you guys have been giving me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.